If you're a photographer running your own business, you've probably heard that SEO is important, and that part of SEO is picking the right keywords. But what keywords do you pick, and what do you do with them once you got them? I'm going to clear up some of that confusion, share some specific keywords you should be paying attention to, and free you up to spend your time on more important things. So first of all, what are keywords? On the most basic level, keywords are what search engine users are typing in when they're looking for something online. In your case, it could be anything from Portland wedding photographers to the village ballroom wedding to your actual business name. To find out which keywords actually matter, I took 24 top ranking photographers in high competition cities, and then I used my tools to find out which keywords were bringing them customers. I ended up with a list of about 1,000 keywords, and then I did my magic to find the patterns, and here's what I learned. There's basically three kinds of keywords. Your first are your homepage keywords. These are the keywords that people are typing in when they find the homepage of your site. Usually they're keywords like your business name, or your business name Portland, or Portland wedding photographer, or Portland photographers, best wedding photographer Portland, that sort of thing. Aside from those main keywords, the bulk of the list was actually for venues. For my city, that'd be for things like Victorian Bell Wedding, North Star Ballroom Wedding, and that sort of thing. Individually, those keywords aren't going to get you a ton of exposure by themselves, but if you've been in business for a while, just think about all the venues that you've shot at. Add them all up together and it gets to be a big number, especially when you add in Google image search to that. For the businesses that I looked at, it wasn't usually the homepage that was showing for these venue keywords. It was things like the category page for all the weddings that they'd done at that particular venue, or a blog post talking about a particular wedding that had taken place there. The last category is just all the miscellaneous things that someone might look for. Affordable wedding photographers, best wedding photographers, lesbian weddings, destination weddings, baby photography, and so on. Before I talk about what to do with this information, you might also be wondering, is photographer and photographers one keyword or two, and how does Google interpret all this? Luckily for you at least, the shorter answer is it's all the same. You don't need a giant list of 100 almost identical keywords. Keyword areas are what you should be thinking about, so don't get lost in the specifics. So what do you do with these keywords? Every page is going to have a theme, and you're going to use that theme as a guide when you're writing your page title, headlines, and any image alt title tags. Your homepage is going to be your name, your city, and that you're a wedding photographer. If you're posting a new shoot you've done for a client, your main theme is going to be the venue you shot at. And if you did a shoot in another city, or you know there's a special category for the wedding, then that's going to be the theme. The important thing to remember is that Google's smart enough now to be able to tell the difference between different but similar keywords. So don't bend over backwards thinking about what you need to put in your image alt tags or your page title. If you want a page to show for venue weddings, then use that rough phrase, but change it however you need to make it sound right for the actual people reading your site. Use a version of that phrase in your title tag, your headline, your image alt title tags, and so on, but don't worry if your wording is exactly right. Things like how your site and other sites link to that page, how long users look at it when they find it, and the actual meaning of the content on the page are all much more important. Speaking of how your site links to a given page, I saw a lot of value for other photographers that had a main category section that links to all the pages within that category. So if you do a lot of shoots in a particular venue or city or a certain kind of photography, you should consider making a category page for that. Here's the real lesson of the day. SEO isn't just about what you put on your website. Keywords are just a small piece of the puzzle, and there are more important things to spend your time on. In fact, if you're a wedding photographer, unless you're trying to figure out how to use Google AdWords, don't really worry about keywords at all. Just use the venue name when you're posting your work and have your brand name and main kind of photography featured on the homepage. If you'd like to learn more about what parts of SEO actually do matter and where you should spend your limited time, I'm giving a free webinar soon. There have been 2 big studies in the last few months looking at tens of thousands of businesses to see what actually makes Google tick, and I've done my own extensive research on photographers. If you'd like to find out what I learned and how you can apply it to your business and get a chance to ask me any questions afterwards, click the link below to sign up.